this is where it gets good. The light heavyweight battle.
This is the reason we're all tuning in.
And the whole reason is because it's the battle of the PED masters. And we are fucking psyched. George and I never have a problem with this, okay? I mean, we have a problem if it's lopsided. Like if one guy's on PEDs and the other one's not on PEDs. That's when it becomes a problem for George and I. But right now, we know Vitor Belfort takes shit. We know Dan Henderson has a prescription to take shit. And we know
supposedly
that
Dan Henderson's gotten off of it.
Well, he better get back on it, okay? Because he's fighting Vitor Belfort in Brazil.
In Brazil? Yeah, I'm hoping fucking Dan Henderson better take a shot before he heads to the ring.
He better get all kinds of shit.
He better be, because we know Vitor is. Vitor gives no shits, no goddams. And let's face it, now Brazil has an athletic commission. Do you think they're really going to fucking bust? If Vitor came in and his piss burned through the bottom of the cup in 3 layers of concrete, do you think no, they're not going to pop him.
And it is going to run through all that shit. You can believe that. And when he comes into the octagon, he's going to look like the second coming of Godzilla. I'm telling you that right now.
I can tell you right now. And here's my favorite part. We were talking about, on one of our previous UFC videos, we were talking about Hector Lombard. And we said, wow, his skin is really grainy. And one of you rocket scientists, I don't know which one you are, posted a comment and said, grainy skin has implications of steroid use. I was like, about fucking time you people put it together. Very good.
There's a certain way you look. I mean, obviously I have a history in that sport. Yeah, I mean, when your skin is that grainy, you just do not look like that all the that is just, you just don't get that level of heart. Now, when you're like a teenager and you have great genetics and you're just a wiry motherfucker, yeah, you can be dry and be that lean, but it's still a different look than when you see a 30-something-year-old man and all of a sudden you've seen him one fight, 6 months previously, and he just looks a little soft, a little bit, his skin looks almost watery, rubber-like, and then the next time you see him, he is dry and his skin is grainy as fucking, you can see all the fucking fascia. It's just a different look.
Take a look at when Vitor weighs in and he goes and flexes, and if they do a zoom up, take a look at his shoulders and his delts and his back, and take a good look at his skin, and you'll see that's just and we know he's on it. So it's like you guys can't even argue right now with us about it. And then look at his physique. Look at his physique and look at what it looks like. That is what a guy looks like on it. Now, the next time you see a guy with a physique that looks just like Vitor's, I'm talking about skin thickness, the veins, the vascularity, the musculature, and then tell me that a guy's not on it.
Right, exactly. It's exactly. Now, with that being said, George, I'm going to do the famous thing. If Vitor's jacked, which I have to take a good chance, have to say that he will be jacked in Brazil, I'm going with Belfort. And if that old man can land one of those right hands, Vitor's going to be snoring. But the problem is, can he land the right hand? Yeah. Now this could be, if he can take him to the ground and do the ground, the old Dan Henderson ground pound. He just has not fought like that as of late.
No,
I mean,
it's not. He's going to put his left hand out there and cock his right hand back, and he's going to try to punch right through his skull. That's what he's going to do.
And I think some of the problems with why Dan Henderson doesn't do that is he's just not conditioned as he was back in his 30s. I mean, we saw that happen with him. We saw Dan Henderson fall apart when he fought Shogun.
Is this fight at 185 or 205?
This fight? Yeah. I think this fight's at 185. No, actually, it's 205. It's at 205. My bad.
Dan Henderson's going to look like 10 pounds of shit in an 8-pound bag.
Yeah, and, we've seen it with Dan Henderson. If the fight goes, he's just not like the Dan Henderson of old.
That's why he stopped cutting. He was like, if I'm not fighting for a title at 185, I'm not making the cut anymore. So that tells you right there, his heart is not into getting down. I mean, it sucks. That's a suck weight to drop. I mean, it's just dropping 20 pounds at his age. Oh, hell no.
It's tough. I think at this point in time in his career, he's like, I'm going to load up that fucking right and hope I can land the H-bomb and get a fucking paycheck and get another fight. And I don't blame him. Huh?
I don't blame him at all, but I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the most entertaining fight of this week, besides what's happening in the NFL.
Right.